Welcome to the first of several video tutorials created to assist you with the projects in the Fundamentals e-learning courses. These first two videos will cover the first practice project using InDesign. I've already downloaded the project files shown here in this folder, and InDesign is already open in the background, so we'll just open it back up, or bring it up, and start a new document. So I'm going to go to the File menu, choose New Document. We're going to shut off facing pages for this project because it's a single page ad. We're going to change the width to 6 inches. We're going to get a height of 4 inches. And then I'm going to change the margins to 1/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. And then click OK, and there's our one-page document. I'm going to back out just a little bit here so I can see a little bit more of the pasteboard. And then we're going to come over to swatches, and we're going to add a couple colors here to our swatches palette. So I'll go to the menu in the upper right hand corner and choose New Color Swatch. And we're going to be using the CMYK, or cyan, magenta, yellow, and black color mode to create this, which is going to type in the different values or percentages of the different colors. So my first color is going to use 82% cyan and 32% magenta, 72 yellow, and 36 black. And I get this shade of green shown over on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on Add, and that'll get added to our swatches palette. And then we'll create the second color, which is going to be 13% cyan, 20 magenta, 75 yellow, and 10% black. And I'll just click OK on that one, and there's our second color. I'm going to do one more thing in our swatches palette. I'm going to create a gradient swatch. And this one I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it yellow to white. Oops. And then I'm going to click on the black square on the right side here and use that new shade of yellow that we just created. And I'll click OK, and that gets added to our color palette or our swatches palette as well. All right, in the final ad, you will see that we want that gradient, we want that yellow to white gradient going from top to bottom. So I'm going to create a rectangle using the rectangle frame tool, draw it to fill the entire page, and then apply that yellow to white gradient to the rectangle. And you'll notice that it fills it in the incorrect, or in the wrong direction here. It's going from left to right, white to yellow, and I want it from top to bottom. So I'm going to grab the gradient tool from the tool palette and go down to the bottom of the page, hold the Shift key down so I get a perfectly straight line, and then just draw a line from bottom to top, and it will change the direction of the gradient fill, which is exactly what I want, the yellow at the top and the white at the bottom. Now, there's going to be a lot of different elements that we place on this page, and I don't want this background to be moved by mistake. So with it selected, I'm going to go to the Object menu and choose Lock Position. And then if I grab the Selection tool and try to move this, I get a little lock symbol which tells me that it is locked in position, and I'm not going to move it by mistake. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is bring in the text file, the body copy that's going to appear over on the right-hand side of the page of our ad. And to do that, I'm going to use the Place command, which is found under the File menu. So I'll choose Place. Here is our text file, and I'll click Open. I'm just going to place it on the pasteboard. You can place it anywhere. And then I'm going to apply the formatting changes to it. So I'm going to grab the Text tool, click anywhere within the text, and then I'm going to go to the Edit menu and choose Select All, which will highlight all of the text within that block. All right, we're going to change the font size, the leading, the alignment, and I'm actually going to fill this with a shade of green, that shade that we just created. It's all selected here, so I'm going to come up to our control panel, and the first thing I want to do is change the font. And I want it not to be in Times, I want it to be in Mini and Pro. So I'm going to highlight the word Times, and a quick shortcut to a particular font is to simply start typing the name of the font that you want. And after a few letters, it will probably get close or be right on the font that you want. And this is the one that I want to apply to this text. All right, I'm going to change the point size to 10 and the leading to 14. It's already still highlighted here, so I'm going to change the alignment. And to finish it up, I'm going to change the text fill color, which over in the swatches palette is this upper left-hand corner block, or the text fill color here. And then click on the green, and then if I unselect, you'll see it's changed from black to a fill color of green, which is exactly what I want. All right, I'm going to resize this box. I'm going to make it about 2.5 or 2.25 inches wide. And bring it up from the bottom, doesn't need to be that tall, and then drag it into position, approximate position on the page. And I'm just going to place it over there. All right, I'm going to grab the text tool. The second block of text that we're going to have is actually going to be typed in. So I'm going to just draw a box on the page and type in the 2 lines, clothingline.com, and then we make getting what you want easy. All right, this time I'm going to use the keyboard command, Command A on the Mac or Control A on the Windows machines. And that highlights all the text. Again, I'm going to change the font and the size and the lettering. So I'm going to come up and highlight the word times, and this time I want to use Cooper Black. We'll change the point size to 10, change the lettering to 14. Again, I want center alignment, and again, I want this filled, at least one of the lines filled with this shade of green that we created. And there we go. Now, the first line actually is going to be much larger, and I want it outlined in green instead of filled with green. So I'm going to highlight that line, change the point size. This time it's going to be 25 point. The lettering we'll leave alone. And right now I've got it filled with green. What I want to do is fill it with none, and then I'm going to click on the second square in the swatches palette, which is the outline color, and change that to green. And that's exactly what I want. All right, we'll resize this box a little bit. Move it into approximate position. We may move it around a little bit more later, and that looks good. All right, the last thing we're going to do in this first part of this tutorial is to give the place command again under the file menu, and I'm going to bring the jacket in, the image of the jacket. I'm going to put it in or place it in on the clipboard, and you'll notice that it comes in way too large. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize the frame to the approximate size that I want this image to be. And instead of using the arrows and going from the corner, you can actually come up and see the original dimensions. Up here it is 5.1396 inches wide and 4.333 inches tall, or height. And so what I'm going to do is just highlight the width, and I'm going to change it to 3.5 inches wide. And you'll notice that the second number changes to just around 3 inches, and that's because this locking chain is turned on. That keeps these sides in proportion. Now you'll notice that when I did that, the frame itself resized, but the jacket got cropped off. All right, so what you do is you go to the Object menu, you go down to Fitting, and you tell it to fit content, the image, to the frame size. And then it resizes the jacket to exactly what we want. All right, I'm going to drag that into position on my page, move back over. And that's where we're going to stop for this first part of this tutorial. So I'm going to go to the File menu. I'm going to choose Save, and I'll just give this a name, ID for InDesign Practice 1. And we'll save the image. And then to continue on, you can open up the video called CCAD InDesign Project 1, Part 2.